Alright, so let's continue. So quickly we're going to sculpt the mouth. Alright, so to be honest with you, the mouth can be the hardest part to sculpt or to create. Alright, but just follow me, carefully. Alright, first of all, I want to, paint or draw, because the mouth is going to be small. Alright, I'm going to draw a reasonable amount of, clay builder brush. Just draw it around the mouth area. Alright, the mouth will be a bit small. Something that looks like the shape of a mouth. Alright, so, and we'll have to extend the chin a little bit. Alright, to give him room. So I think it's time to use our Dummies standard brush. So B and D, Dummies standard. This is it, Dummies standard brush. So what this does, it helps you carve out shapes, basically. So it's invert. You understand? You could carve out and all. So let's back. So I'll pull down Alt and carve out shape. So it's really sharp. So you want to reduce the intensity. Alright, so hold down Alt. If you click normally, it will carve in the opposite direction. Alright, so I think that's pretty much it. So that's how I draw. So you notice it's not really carving on a straight line, right? You want this to be precise as possible, right? So how would you make it go on a straight line? So it's just follow me. So go to tools, look for lazy mouse. Sorry. Go to strokes, look for lazy mouse. You want to reduce the radius of the drawing you want to reduce the radius, or like, how would I call it, the strength of the stroke to about 10, so that when you draw you can see a line following through, a red line following through. Okay, so let me do that. Let me go back there and maybe increase this again to about some, so you can see it's more precise now. You see a red line carving through. Alright, so I'm going to carve out here, then hold down Alt to, because it's too high, you may not really see, because normally I use 10, because this is too high, that's why it's can overkill, like cut too high. What's the word? So you come here and come to lazy mouse, find lazy mouse and set this to about 10 or 14, so that when you're cutting through, it's more precise. Alright, and when you just click and drag, you're carving it in. If you hold down Alt, it carves on the opposite direction. So you want to draw a mark outside to redynamesh this sculpt. So you see it here, it's redynameshing. So when you smooth things out or something. So the mouth is going to be small, so I'm still going to use my clay builder brush to just draw out, just switching my move brush to. Alright, so just because the mouth is small, so I'm going to switch back to my Dummies standard brush. So B, D, Dummies standard brush, reduce this, So I'm carving, so you would want to keep trying because it just has to be precise anyway. Okay, so hold down Alt to okay, so we're getting it. So come back to our move brush. Just don't be in a hurry. Based on what we drew the last time, we can just follow through to have this, what you call maybe a nose bridge or something. Yeah, that one is a nose bridge. Just so you understand what I mean. Just looking for the right words to use. I don't really know all this stuff, though. I'm not a doctor, so all these terms. Alright, so we have our mouth. So we're going to go check it at the side views to inside. So we want to drag it out a bit so it's not too far back inside. So the chin, alright, so chin, no. When this shows up, it's asking if you should subdivide this. If you subdivide this, it will increase the poly count, like that's the term, so the active point, right, of this mesh, and you don't want to do that because it would drag your system like mad. So just, and it's not the same thing as dynamic mesh though, so I'm switching back to the Dame standard brush to still get my refine. I'm holding down Alt to draw. Alright, so I'm not holding Alt, so I'm just carving through. My clay build-up brush, giving the lips some thickness. Right. So remember, its intensity is low, just in case you want to reduce your intensity. Just giving it some lips, some rough lips or something. Check it from different angles. It's a cartoon, alright, so you don't have to be perfect. So it's based on your tastes or your own idea or imagination. So I'm pressing S for that, for shortcuts for my draw brush to reduce it. So when I press S, I just increase or reduce. Okay, all of them have, so if you hover around it, you'll see it. So this is O for focal, focal shift. So you can choose to make the lower lip extruded more out. Alright, so pick our Dame standard brush again and let's zoom in a bit, reduce it, and keep. You can also do this with the inflate brush though, where you have to invert the flow and it will sculpt inwards. But I like using this Dame standard brush, so it helps me get this precise cut. You can also draw one in front here. So I think the strength, if you hold down Shift and come here for your smooth, you can reduce the intensity a bit so that it doesn't clear out those details we need. Alright, So I have to go back to my clay builder brush, add more meat to my lips, so let him have a Philip. Turn him to a Philip or Philomena. Ah, Philip. Okay, so we have our mouth. Oh, so cute. So he's small. So you gotta increase the brush size and just move it a little bit, just a bit. Okay, we're getting it. You're getting it. You're getting there. Just shape it anyhow you want it, Jerry. Like, his mouth is not anyhow you want to do it. Anyhow you want to shape it. I mean, it's up to you, bro. It's up to you guys. It's up to you. It's up to you to create. Just keep on creating. Practice this over and over again. So that's basically how you to use the Dame standard brush. The Dame standard brush. So I hope I'm not going to advance in this. Please follow, watch it again and again. Oh, you can even give it a smile or something. Just give it a little bit of smile pose. Alright? That wicked smile. There's frowning and smiling at the same time. So you want to draw outside here to redynamesh the dude. What's this dude here? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm trying to think. Let's see what's causing this guy. You know, it's fine. I'll check that later. Alright, I think it's the eyes extruding outwards. So let's see if I can scale this in a bit and see if it's not the eyes. I think I'll just smoothen that out. Alright, so I'll go back to my head. So, oops. Okay, when this happens, let's say for example, you hold down Alt and this happens when you hold down Alt and you try to move your gizmo. Alright, so you just want to reset it. Hold down and reset. Hold down Alt again, so it opens the key, so you reset it back to default. If not, let's say when I move this and you just click reset, it will change the orientation. So if you hit reset now, it will change the orientation of your selected, primitive or sculpt. That's what it's called. It has a term for it though. So you have to reset this, holding that on to unlock so you can reset your gizmo. So that's how that works. So somebody had that issue before. So it was switching, So hold down Alt if you hold down Alt and mistakenly, moved your gizmo. So you want it to rotate in a particular, axis. It's handy though, but you don't want to mess with this, so you don't, end up giving yourself stress, because this thing has an anchor point or an orientation, right? So if you mess with it, it will take you time before you align it at the proper position. So if you hit reset now, you see what happens. See, if you hit home now, so you want to mess with that. So just hold Alt to unlock, then reset it back to default. Alright, so go back to WQ for your brush. So this, I'm viewing this in perspective. That's what I'm saying is in perspective. You see, if you come here and deactivate this to show you in like orthographic view, you can see the head the way it is. So if you click this, to show you in perspective, orthographic, perspective, orthographic. So sometimes I always like to check things in different views, orthographic or perspective view, to know and see how, you know, my sculpt looked like. So imagine, okay, for example, if I zoom this in and there's no place, if I try to, you know, rotate and it keeps touching my mesh, so it comes to where this, you see this box around it. So if you want to go outside the box, you know, and rotate it, right? So I think I need to work on my eyes a bit. So looking at it from this angle, I see it's what I need to work on. So I'll work on that, you know, before the next class, and we'll come back. All right, so this is sculpting 101 actually, though it's advanced though. I mean, even even some people may not be able to sculpt this character. All right, so I want you to practice and keep practicing. All right, so I think I'll adjust my nose a bit. Right, so this is where anatomy now plays in, because your nose, right, if you check the measurements, where the length of your nose is like 1 or 2 inches, you know, 1 or 2 inches from your mouth, it's like somewhere here. You can measure the length where it's land, like the width of the nose is like beyond 1 or 2 inches from the mouth. All right, I wonder what is causing this though. I wonder what is really causing this. Oh, I see. Is the dynameshing? Is the dynameshing actually? It's the dynamesh actually. So I'm going to see how I would solve this. This is weird, actually. Right? It's really weird. Right? I don't even know. I can't even smoothen this. But I'm just going to find out what the issue is. Right, so I'll see you in the next class. So I need to just do some research on why this is happening. I think it's a bug or something, right? I mean, like I told you, I don't know everything, so this can also serve as an effect, but I don't like it, so I'm just going to try and see how I can solve this issue. But if I can't, I'll just have to research on how to solve it. All right, so you see, I'm also learning. All right, so I'm just making few adjustments to my my character. I can decide to make it fatter or something, but I think I like it just the way it is, right? So one thing I desire. All right, so that's pretty much. So I'm going to see you in the next class. So in the next class, we'll see how we can add a basic skin color to this dude right here. Alright, basic skin color. So I think I need to add some more flesh to this fillet. Alright, smooth things out. Don't forget, if you somehow mess with your standard it's your curve, so you have to go back to brush, Dame standard brush, curve things out. Just adding a few effects here and there. Alright, so that's pretty much how to sculpt. This is my my technique on sculpting a mouth. So there are different techniques. If you check YouTube, there are different ways to sculpt a mouth, so I'm just smoothing things out actually. Okay, so I'll see you in the next class. So in the next class, we'll see how we can add some basic skin color. All right, so give it some maybe blush and add a skin tone to it. just kind of like paint the character. All right. So I'm just adjusting my guy. So and again I'm thinking of a name to give to this dude though. I mean, it's fun, I'm having fun, so you should. So I'm going to find a name to give him. Maybe after the painting, I would see what name to give to this guy. So I never showed you guys how to save. So Control S. So usually ZBrush never give you a quick save, but always save your character. So I'm going to title this head sculpting. Alright, so save. Okay, see you in the next class.